Hi.
Hi. Is this the camera angle you want?
Yeah.
Okay. Alright. Are we keeping this take? Are we uploading this?
Yeah.
You sure?
Yeah.
Okay. You want to do the intro?
Hi.
You have something on your face. Just me. So I know we've picked up a lot of followers on YouTube that don't necessarily know us personally, so I just want to state for anybody who doesn't know us in person that I'm Steven, I'm Dad, this is Carly, she's beautiful, this is Mom.
Hi.
And Sleepy Nugget here is Aria, and she's beautiful.
This is our video to talk about kind of how Aria's doing.
You have a weird husband.
Yes, I do. Talk about how Aria's doing and clarify kind of where she's at in terms of going home for you guys.
So in terms of where she's at, there she is.
Say hi, Aria. There you go. All right. I have to show this. She looks so, oh, well, big yawn. Good call, Aria. Great for the camera. Trying out her different facial expressions. Yeah. Okay, back to us when I can. She's doing good today. I have to show you guys. Look at that. Look at that. She's so sad. Look at that. Baby girl, what's wrong? What's wrong?
Hey, Pouty. What's this all about?
You're gonna make
We're gonna have to
videoing
edit
hard.
this one, aren't we?
Probably.
What are you doing? I'm playing with my finger.
This is supposed to be an update video and clarification
Like
video.
This is just the three of us being silly.
Hi, baby. Is this gonna be next video then? Is that what you're telling me? Hi.
What do you mean next video?
It's just gonna be a really long video.
We can cut some parts out. We can cut it down, right?
Oh, she had a bow on. She's like, Mom, what are you doing?
Ta-da!
That look. You like your mobile? How's that? So Aria's doing good today. She is just moving around. We already did her trach care, which is good. It makes me feel better. That means the rest of the day we don't have that like waiting for us because she hates it. But we did good, and this is the first time that I didn't like try to leave the room when something happened.
Well, there goes the bow.
Her trach almost came out a couple times, but you know, Steven held on to it. I did not.
Yeah, she was trying to walk away from us halfway through.
And I did not try to run out of the room because of it. And then one of her tubes came loose or came off of the heater. What is it called?
Here, I'll show. So this is Aria. Beautiful, grumpy little girl. She's not always grumpy.
Yeah.
She's fighting sleep right now.
Yes.
And here is her breathing tube. And it goes to this, which is a heater and humidifier. And it just makes it so that she doesn't get all dried out on the inside. Because, you know, you have like mucus and saliva and just different secretions that they're there for a reason. Your airway is supposed to be wet. So this just puts some moisture in the air so she doesn't dry out. And what happened after trach care is this whole unit here came loose from the heater. And just made this kind of loud whistling noise for a few seconds until we got it back on there, spewing water everywhere. But yeah, it's all good. Back to you.
yeah, I was able to put it back where it was supposed to be without kind of, going crazy. Because anytime anything happens with a trach or tube, my immediate response is to walk away, which is not the ideal response. So little by little, we're learning things. For clarification, she has been in the NICU for...
Today is 143 days?
Yeah, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. Yeah, 143 days, and that is 20 weeks. And for the 5 months, if you're calculating 28-day months, which is kind
5
of...
Februaries.
Anyway, for us to go home, we have to complete quite a bit of training, so we have to...
We're getting through. I don't think that's the biggest obstacle at this point. I think
It's not.
That's just the process.
But yeah, so first part is for training. So we have to take care of her, learn how, we need to handle things right now. And this includes learning how to clean her trach or her stoma area, which we'll show you guys that. So we have to learn how to every day clean around here and around her neck so that there is not a buildup of anything. Oh, I'm sorry. So that way she doesn't get an infection. And when you do this, there's someone cleaning around it and someone who has to hold the trach in place. Otherwise,
because those ties in there, those come off for trach care. We swap those out every day with new clean ones.
Yep. And so if you're not holding it in place, then the trach falls out, and that wouldn't be good. So we're learning how to do that. We also have to learn how to change out her trach, which at home we would do, I believe, every 2 weeks. And this is intense just because for a brief moment she doesn't have her breathing apparatus connected to her, and there's kind of a lot of little pieces. It's easier in some ways than daily trach care, but not easier in other ways.
Which, and to clarify, by a brief moment she means 3 to 10 seconds.
Yeah.
It's not long at all.
Yeah, no, it's meant to be very... The part where you're actually removing one and putting in the other is quick. It's just some of the other parts are...
Cleaning it is the most intense part.
Yeah. Daily trach care is actually more intense than changing out the trach.
Yeah, changing it out is the quickest step in the process.
Other things we have to learn is how to respond to her in different situations. What if her trach comes out?
Different emergency scenarios that it's not likely they'll happen, but they could happen, and just knowing how to respond to those, what to do if any part of the ventilator setup becomes disconnected, how to reassemble anything that comes apart that shouldn't. How to reconfigure it for travel mode, how to just make sure that everything is set up the way it needs to be for her to be both healthy and comfortable.
Yeah, we also have to do CPR training. Hopefully we'll never need it, but of course we have to be prepared for it. And just general care, learning how to maneuver her with her trach in and being comfortable with normal baby things with her, picking her up, putting her down, learning just being more comfortable with all that she's connected to, but working with her because she's a baby. A part of the training does include periods of time where each of the trained caregivers has to spend individual time with her. We each have an 8-hour time slot, a 12-hour time slot, and a 24-hour time slot. That
By
we are
individual time, whether it's each time we do one of those blocks of time, say it's my turn to do the 8-hour or 12-hour time block, and that means for that number of hours I am the only person caring for her. And that's just to make sure that each of us is fully equipped, say, because there are 3 of us who will be trained caregivers, but say Carly and her mom both have a stomach bug or the flu or something, well then I've got to be able to take care of Aria fully by myself until they're better.
Yep. But yeah, so it can get kind of intense at times. She does not like daily trach care typically, and that's...
She's getting better though.
She is getting better. It's just hard to work with.
She's getting more calm about it.
We're having to learn to work around those things. But I want to give a huge shout out and thank you to my mom, because she is the 3rd trained caregiver, and that means she's willing to sit there and see her grandbaby, having to learn how to do trach care, having to do these things that are uncomfortable and are intense, and see her kind of in situations sometimes that grandparents may not want to see, Well,
not just see her, but also be the one doing the things that
yeah.
Aria hates.
And so I want to give a huge shout out and thank you to her for being willing to do that. But also a huge shout out to like all of our other parents. You know, Steven's parents coming in here and willing to learn her care as much as they can, and Chris too. And then Dad and Kathy, you know, coming to our house and taking care of the cats, doing things that we can't do because we are not home. And like all of our parents are stepping up saying, hey, let us help you so that you can go see your child. You can learn what you need to learn. We're here for you. And that has made this possible. And a huge shout out to and thank you to everybody who has supported us financially and any other way, prayers, encouragement, because it can be intense. So we just really, really want to say thank you. We really want to say thank you to you guys.
So we talked about like what all we need to do as far as before she can come home, but so Aria herself is not physically ready to come home yet. So essentially the ventilator she's on, it gives her oxygen as a measurement of liters of oxygen at a time, and in order for her to come home, she needs to be at or below 2 liters of air consistently for at least a week before we can start the process of getting her ready to go home. So right now she is between 3 to 7 liters of air, just depending on how she's been each day. It looks like right now she's on 5 liters of air. And so she's not there quite yet. She's doing better. She spends most of her time most of her time around 5 liters of air. She started out at 7, so she's headed the right direction, but she's just not there yet. And really that's the biggest obstacle to her going home right now, is just she's got to get less dependent on oxygen. And there are still some other medications that they need to wean her down off of before she can go home, just certain things that they can't send her home with a prescription for. And she's almost completely off of. She's down to a single dose per day on one of the main ones now. Then there's 1 or 2 others that they're perfectly fine sending her home with a prescription for, but yeah, so I know we always talk about that she's had a good day, she's doing good, and so people are thinking, well, why isn't she home yet? And we kind of skip over the fact that, well, there's still progress that needs to be made.
In conclusion, we thank you for all your prayers, and keep praying. We want her home, but we need to have the knowledge and skill set and confidence to bring her home. And we need strength too. We want her to be healed quickly, but ultimately in God's time. Pray for our story, Aria's story, all of it to be used for God's kingdom. And also, I recognize that we probably don't answer all of y'all's questions, and there might be something we say in another video and then we never come back to it, and we're not always the best at like remembering, like, did we tell people this? And the reason for that is there's just always a lot of information, discussions that we have, and so we forget who knows what. So feel free to ask things in the comments below, ask questions. If I can answer it and I have time, I will, and if I can't, I won't, but I'm willing to try. Or maybe it's something we can answer in a different video.
Also, pray for, because this mobile is playing Jingle Bells in May. And this is not a Christmas mobile, but it just plays Christmas music.
Not entirely, just
but still, it's...
Yeah, that's hilarious.
Send help.
Also, apologies to our medical friends and supporters that hear us when we say something incorrectly. We find that when we think we understand something, we end up discovering that we don't.
We are learning all of this as we go.
Yes.
Usually, or no, pretty much always, with partial information at a time, and it's a lot to wrap your heads around.
We love you all. Hopefully, here soon, we'll be able to upload a video talking about our journey of the pregnancy and hospitalization and all that, and the blessings.
Hospitalizations, plural.
Yeah, and the blessings through it all, and all of that. So, yeah, and I'll show you guys Aria one more time. Look at her sweet, sweet sleeping face.
With the bow she knocked off, like, 2 minutes after it was put on.
She knocked it off and went straight to sleep. All right.
And her kind of matted hair on one side because of stuff yesterday.
It's okay. We're slowly getting it off.
We promise. It's still matted.
Yeah. All right, guys. Have a great day and God bless.